Hello. Time for a new story. Well, an old story. This is another Coyote story. This is the story of how Coyote got his name. Let's begin. Well, Coyote went. No, we should start at the very, very beginning. This is before anything had names. So, the Great Spirit called all the people together from across all the earth. Things were going to change. He was going to name the people, and the animal world would rule. The naming was set to begin at the break of day, each one having the right to choose their name according to who came first to the Spirit Chief's lodge. The Spirit Chief would also give each one the duties they were now due to perform. Well, the night before the new world, there was a great excitement amongst the people. Each desired a great name, a name of note. All wished to be the first to waken at the lodge of the Great Spirit Chief. Everyone wanted power to rule some tribe, some kingdom of the animal world. Coyote, as you know, was of a degraded nature, of vulgar type, as coyotes are known to be. He was an imitator of everything he saw or heard, and when asked a question, he'd ask for information, and when it was given to him, he'd say something like, "Oh, yes, I knew that. That was silly of me to ask." Now, that was just Coyote's way. He was hated by all the people, you see, for his ways. No one liked him. He boasted too much about his wisdom. Everything, really. Coyote went along to the anxious people, bragging how early he would rise, how he'd be the first one at the Spirit Chief's lodge. He bragged of all the great names he'd choose. He said, "I'll have 3 big names to select from. First there's Grizzly Bear, who'll rule over all the running four-footed animals. We got Eagle, who leads all the flying birds, and Salmon, who's the chief of all the fish of every type." Now Coyote's twin brother, who'd take the name of Fox, said to him, "Don't be so sure. Maybe no one will be given his choice of name. Maybe you'll have to retain your own name, Coyote, because it is a degraded name. No one amongst the tribes will trade you for it. No one's going to take it." Well, Coyote went off to his teepee in anger. He determined that he wasn't going to sleep that night. And old Coyote, he'd remain awake, as he might be the first at the Spirit Chief's lodge, so that he could have the name he desired. Now, Coyote's wife, she came later to be named Mole. She sat on her feet at the side of the doorway. She looked up at Coyote and said in a disappointed tone, "Have you no food for our children? They're starving. I can find no roots to dig." "Ugh," grunted Coyote sarcastically. He answered his wife, "I'm no common person to be spoken to in such a fashion by a mere woman. I'm going to be a great chief at daybreak tomorrow, I'll have you know. I shall be called Grizzly Bear. I'll devour my enemies with ease. I'll take other men's wives, and I won't need you any longer. You're growing too old, too ugly to be the wife of a great warrior, a big chief as I shall be." Well, Coyote ordered his wife to gather plenty of wood for the teepee fire, where he would sit without sleep throughout that night. And, of course, half the night passed, and don't you know it, old Coyote was growing tired. His eyes had closed, however hard he tried to keep 'em open. Well, he hatched himself a scheme, though. He took 2 small sticks, and he braced his eyelids open. He mustn't sleep. Well, but before you know it, old Coyote was fast asleep. And then, of course, he was awakened by his wife, Mole, when she returned from the Spirit Chief's lodge, when the sun was high up in the morning sky. Now, Coyote, of course, he jumped right up from where he lay. He run down to the lodge of the Great Spirit Chief, and nobody was there. Well, Coyote thought, well, I'm the first one here. So he goes into the lodge and he says, "I'm going to be Grizzly Bear." And the chief says to him, Grizzly Bear was taken at daybreak. Then Coyote says, "Well then, I shall be called Eagle." Then the chief answers Coyote, "Eagle has already chosen his name. He flew away a long time ago." Well, Coyote then says, "Well, I think that I should be called Salmon." And the chief, well, he informed Coyote, "Salmon has also been taken. All the names have been taken. Every one except your own, Coyote. No one wished to steal that name from you." Well, don't you know, poor Coyote's knees, they grew weak. He sat down by the fire in that great teepee, and he just held his head in his hands, his tail between his legs. Well, the heart of the spirit chief was touched when he saw the lowered head of Coyote, that old mischief maker. After a silence, the chief spoke. "You are Coyote. You are the hated among all the tribes, amongst all the people. I have chosen you special from all the others to make you sleep, to go to the land of the dream visions. I have made a purpose for you, a great work for you to do before another change comes. You are not to be a ruler of any tribe. You are to be father for all the tribes, for all the new kind of people who are to come. Because you are so hated, degraded, and despised, you'll be known as the trickster. You will have power to change yourself into anything, any object you wish when there's danger or distress. There are man-eating monsters on the earth. They're destroying the people. The tribes cannot increase and grow as I wish. These monsters must all be vanquished before the new people come. This is the work I set out for you. I give you powers to kill these monsters. I have given your twin brother Fox power to help you, to restore you to life should you be killed. Your bones may be scattered, but if there is even one hair left of your body, Fox can bring you back to life. Now go, hated Coyote. Begin the work laid out for you. Do the good your people need." And so it was that Coyote of the animal people set about the earth to fight and destroy the people-devouring monsters, to prepare the land for the coming of the new people, the Indians. Coyote's eyes grew slant from the effects of the sticks which he used to brace open that night when waiting for the dawn of the name-giving day. And from this, the Indians inherited their slightly slanted eyes as descendants of Coyote. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my story, and you have a lovely time. I'll talk to you again real soon.